welcome back. I'm playing Warhammer 40,000 Gladius, and I think this is going to be the last day of this playthrough here, because I think we should be able to finish them off. Looks like we got to kill 2 or 3 Astra Militarum cities and 2 Tau cities at least, and I think that'll bring us to a close. So fingers crossed. Unfortunately, I moved our guys a little bit close, so now they're sniping my cadres and other heroes, trying to take out the commander here. Thankfully, he was able to tank those hits, but I'm pretty sure that other cadre did not.
It shall be locked down.
Try to keep these guys forward enough that we can keep getting more kills and keep advancing with our storm surges.
The final word is ours. Zone designated for area denial. No opponent shall pass. I await my target. They shall be cut down. It shall be locked down. Like tiny little insects.
Trying to kill everybody that's in our way here.
AI targeting systems engaged. A storm is brewing.
Unfortunately, they must have killed enough of my guys that they affected the morale.
No chance. You requested firepower, Commander.
These guys are not doing full damage for sure.
Like chaff before the wind. Heavy weapons platform online.
Yeah, we're also getting pretty injured
No
too.
opponent shall pass. Storm surge is on the move. Unleashing weapons. A storm is brewing. I await my target. We will anchor the battle line.
I guess that's what's going to happen when you're
Ballistic suit powered up.
been fighting continuously.
Before the wind. I await my target.
Alright, get you the hell out of here.
As you wish.
I await my target. Yes, a suitable
Storm
position.
surges can just keep pushing up here.
A storm is brewing. End their arrogance. They shall be cut down. Unleashing weapons.
Alright, we got a storm surge here. We gotta just take him out while you're here.
The Earthcast has done well. Time to bring the thunder. Transitioning to new location.
Alright, well,
Unleashing weapons.
let's do that.
Like tiny little
Get here.
insects. A storm is brewing. We are the hammer of the
Storm
Tau.
surges down.
I await my
Keep
target.
leveling our guys up at this
We are the
rate.
hammer of the Tau. Send the barrage.
It'll increase their damage.
AI targeting systems engaged.
Just drop out your shield drone. Help
A
you
storm is brewing.
keep pushing.
Look at them cower. The Earthcast has done well. A storm is brewing.
Well,
Bashan Al
let's
meets me there.
heal here.
Destination and task. Confirmed. Tiger
Get
shall
you
be
up to
moved.
here.
Bringing all weapons to bear. It shall be so.
Can help kill that guy.
Receiving you.
The Earthcast has done well. The final word is ours. Tiger shall here.
Alright, everybody's morale should be
You require
pretty
my
much
tactical
restored.
expertise. Swiftly.
I don't think I want you to attack there.
Yes, exalted
Get your
one.
shield on.
The greater good
I'd
requires it.
like to have the ethereal up here.
No opponent shall pass. It shall be
Let's
locked
bring
down.
you back, I guess.
Kovash. A lesson can be learned with every step. Receiving you. Swiftly.
A storm is brewing. Reactors at maximum. Transitioning
Alright,
to
get
new
you up to
location.
here.
Heavy weapons platform online.
Alright,
Ballistic
go
suit
time.
powered up. Ballistic suit powered up.
The city's been already broken with all the killing we did, so we'll just finish it off.
Make this next attack count. No opponent shall
Alright,
pass.
city down.
A storm is brewing. Look at them cower. The Earthcast has
Take out the Psychers before they weaken our guys.
opponent shall pass.
We don't want to waste those rockets on
Yes, a suitable position.
people that pop smoke.
I
Just going
await
to
my
reduce their
target.
damage.
Transitioning to new
Alright, so
location.
we found the city.
Word is ours.
Question is that the last one or not?
A storm is brewing. Like chaff before the wind.
Alright, you were supposed to actually kill him.
They shall be cut down. You requested firepower, Commander.
I was planning on keeping you guys in hiding, but I don't think that's going to be a viable option anymore. I'm not sure if that's the last Astra Militarum base or not,
Ballistic suit powered up.
but given how close these guys are, I think you can get an idea of why they were fighting each other so viciously.
Brewing. Reactors at maximum. Look at them cower. No opponent shall pass. Destroy them. They shall be cut down. Ballistic suit powered up. A storm is brewing. They have no chance.
Alright. I think with those cadres that got killed and now put us into a negative economic situation here, which is not great. I guess my days of building these are over for now.
Energy has been transferred. Upgrade completed. Upgrade completed. Enhancement applied. New volunteers have been welcomed.
I suppose I could just build more. I could bring the economy back up.
The Earthcast has done well.
So we see he's got another city to the north, which we saw before. Alright, that city now has its morale broken.
I will hear.
Alright, let's see here. Extra AP for everybody around him. And attacks.
Forward.
I feel like that's probably worth it.
Fight with courage, noble warriors.
Alright, good.
You requested firepower, Commander.
Let's start going here. Double attacks.
Mirage. Look at them cower.
Take that out,
The
take him out.
Earthcast has done well. Make this next attack
We can
count.
attack here and here.
Launch destroyer missiles. Lay waste. Send the mirage. A storm is brewing. I await my
Oh,
target.
still alive.
Unleashing weapons.
There we go.
Heavy weapons platform online. Unleashing weapons. Send the mirage. Lay waste. Destroy them. Like a great tide, we shall sweep them away. A storm is brewing. Proceeding. We will show them the raw light of Tau. The Earthcast has done well. Ballistic suit powered up. The Earthcast has done well. Ballistic suit powered up. Lay waste. A storm is brewing. Like a great tide, we shall sweep them away.
And for some reason you can't launch your missile to get the kill.
They are seen. They shall die. What are your instructions? If that is required.
I'll have you guys just eat all these Overwatch shots, I guess,
Position. You requested
since the storm surges are so injured.
What ails you, young one?
think you're gonna need to heal.
Destroy them! Destroy them!
Could use your seeker misses, but I'm worried I'm gonna need those for killing the city.
We are the level of the Tauba! Reactors at maximum! The storm is
Actually, if this is our last city, I might just kill it right now.
destroy them!
The rebel enclave has been eliminated. Though their military died to a Tau admirably, we have captured their urban populations wherever possible and re-educated them into the way. Their commander, we have handed over to the tender mercies of the Ethereals.
Alright, well that's pretty sweet. I wasn't expecting to kill those guys so quickly.
Task has done well. You requested firepower, Commander.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's gonna be quite so easy to get to
No chance.
these guys, most likely.
Tauba! You requested firepower, Commander. Storm surge is on the move. You requested firepower, Commander. A storm is
I
brewing.
guess we can try to weaken them down, but I doubt I'm gonna be able to get the kill. We can try though.
Full power. We end their onslaught here. No opponent shall pass. You requested firepower, Commander.
Actually, I might at this rate.
End their onslaught here. For the greater good.
Well, shit. I guess I'm gonna beat this mission really quick.
This is the way. Those who could see the truth, the purity of the greater good, have joined the Tau. As for the rest, the unconvertible monsters and those who refuse to listen, your broadcast show them kneeling, dead or broken, before the might of the Firecast.
Alright, and with that, we have now brought the Tau Total Conquest campaign to a close. I wasn't expecting to be able to kill those multiple cities in one turn, so I guess this is going to be a bit of a shorter episode. This definitely took longer than it should have. I was quite worried that the Imperial Guard were just totally breaking out and killing the Tau, so instead of spending some time, 20, 30 turns ago, I could have started getting into the Tau and killing some of those bases with my force here, and then I should have just created a second force to come up and attack the Imperial Guard. But as they were coming out of their city and pushing into the center of the map, I was worried that he had cities all in here too, and that he was just totally killing everybody. But now seeing how the map is with all this impassable terrain and things, you can see why the Imperial Guard were likely coming down at an angle here. Is it's like they just had totally body blocked this whole area. Because you can still see the sheer amount of forces that they have. And then after I started taking these bases from the Imperial Guard, then the Tau started to win, and as you can see, they were almost surrounding that city at the very end here. So, and then after I had started to realize how weak the Imperial Guard were, actually after once I started to kill them, because the Tau were exceptionally good at killing the Imperial Guard units, I had to send a whole other army back down here and then start attacking the Tau and going from both directions, and then just spent like 20 turns up here camped with an army trying to prevent the Imperial Guard from pushing upwards again to expand their base, because what will happen is the AI will be like, oh, I'm getting the shit kicked out of me, I need to run away in a different direction and start expanding new cities over there. So by having that flanking force here, we effectively barricaded them in their base and let the opponent Tau effectively destroy most of the Imperial Guard units, and then we were able to come up here. As you can see, we're also very good at killing our fellow Tau, but unfortunately we had to shoot through all those drones, and I'm sure he's going to have probably, let's see, at 180 turns, I'm guessing he's probably going to have 1,500 to 2,000 units that he had produced throughout this whole time. So it definitely felt like I was a little bit behind. I guess looking at the overall score, though, the Imperial Guard were pretty handily winning, as they were almost double the score of the Tau at one point, and then the Tau were able to start pushing back once we relieved some of that tension by taking out some of those capital cities from the Imperial Guard. But I think we could have just harried some of those Tau bases as well, and everything would have been fine, and probably would have brought this campaign to a close probably 15 turns sooner than what we did. So while this was a bit of a longer campaign, it didn't necessarily have to be. And then the other thing that I did that was pretty stupid, and some of you had actually been commenting about this while I was doing this playthrough, is I should have gotten those cadres out much earlier so I could start getting advantage of those loyalty buffs. Now, I was so worried about my economy being tenuous and having to get those storm surges out. I was using influence to purchase, those ore and energy resources, and then getting additional population, and I wasn't sure how quickly I was going to blow through my influence getting those equipment changes for our storm surges and things like that, so I definitely should have got them out sooner. And then if I would have had the ethereals out sooner, I had forgotten actually that the double attack, double action point increased attack went for monstrous creatures too. In my mind I was thinking it was just infantry, but it's obviously infantry and monstrous creatures, and that's what caveats what allows them to give double attacks to the storm surges and also the tiger sharks, which are considered monstrous creatures too, and that allows you to do a lot of work. And then the whole game I was sitting there like, oh, I should wait on the tiger sharks, I don't have enough energy, and then lo and behold, all I had to do is make another energy city. So I should have just pushed a little bit, use those cadres to help buff me up. Now the other thing is I could have gotten out the commander units a little bit earlier. I'm not a huge fan of them, but it is kind of nice to get that significant damage reduction out there. And I didn't feel like we were really losing much of our army, and he becomes much more essential when you have a lower tier force compared to the storm surges here. But that definitely would have helped us push a little bit more efficiently too. It just, we were really set back early in the game when we were stuck being right next to the strongest faction here, being the orcs. And you can see they were just steadily were pushing up, killing people, pushing up, and they ended up killing the space marines, and then they really pushed up, and then we started attacking their bases and whittling them down, but then we didn't have enough forces and they were all over the place, so I had to leave them alone for a while, and then we started attacking them again. I was worried about the Drukhari because I wasn't sure how strong they were going to be, so we kind of sent that snake, stopped attacking the orcs until I got more forces, and tried to send that little expedition going throughout this territory here and killed several of those bases. And then I just turned around and killed the orcs and had to get out of there because I was worried the Drukhari were going to turn on me, because if they did I would have lost my whole army early on. So thankfully it looked like they must have been fighting the Tyranids over here, and they were pushing over here, and so that gave me an escape hatch. Now I'm not quite sure why the Drukhari stopped attacking the Tyranids, because then when they started coming down the side of the map hoping to make a new base down here so we could get some food, because we were being starved out for a lot of them, probably over the first 40 to 50% of the campaign, you know, that I was finally able to make a food city here because all we had was lots of ore and then some energy once we expanded further. That allowed us to push through, but then for whatever reason the Drukhari abandoned their assault on the Tyranids, and then we got stuck having to fight and finish off those Tyranids. Now thankfully they were pretty weakened from everything that the Drukhari had done for them, or to them I should say, and that allowed us to just land the killing blow. And then we were able to just come back and attack those Drukhari, take them out, and then push through. And again, I should have killed those freaking Tau when I was down here, or at least weakened them down like we did with these Imperial Guards. That waste a lot of time coming up here, taking there, coming all the way back down here, because then the Tau had started to push out, so then we had to finish off those forces and push through. And then again, even though I have, you know, very high land mass, low wireweed, low forests, low Imperial ruins, and low rivers and stuff, you can still see there was actually still a significant amount of that stuff, and unfortunately it all coalesced over in this area here, right where we want to be pushing into the last two forces here, whereas early on when we were pushing, this is all pretty much one solid landmass here. So that definitely made the navigation a little bit difficult. And I should have spammed more building drones too, not only to take out those wireweed, but then to give me additional healing, because then I had to just sit there and plop down our storm surges once they started to get attacked and injured onto those outposts, and had to wait, you know, 7 turns or whatever it would be for them to get up and ready to be into combat again, to start pushing again. And then I definitely didn't utilize, again, the tiger sharks as much as I should, but that's because I was so short energy for most of the campaign, and I kept trying to save their seeker missiles here for when I was going to get into a big fight, and I tend to just default to their overcharged ability here. That way you can get the little bonus damage, and these guys have enough health and armor that I just take that and then I just run away. And then unfortunately, as we're fighting the Tau, you know, they have the passive ability to reflect some of that damage back to you, 17%. So I was continually, while I was killing everybody that was in the way, because I had to take out so many of those drones and everything, I was effectively reflecting damage back onto myself every turn, and that made it harder to push. I think you can make a very solid argument that, and I would recommend this actually for most people, that you don't even bother kitting out your cadres. You know, just build them and then keep them hidden in the corner of the map by your base, and then save all this influence to upgrade your guys, buy resources, and then get the ethereals out and the commanders. That way you can actually have a frontline troop that can help you, because these guys just can't take hits. Even though they have 10 armor here, it still seems like they're getting killed pretty regularly, and then once they're taken out, because you don't have that unity ability, it really starts to precipitously drop your efficiency in your cities. And then by having these guys spam the unity, it helps you overwhelm that utopia penalty, because, you know, as you can see, I was spamming loyalty buildings here. I think my cities had like 20 to 24. Let's just take a look here. Yeah, so this one has 25. So that means even though I have these 25 loyalty buildings, I was taking a 24 loyalty penalty here because I had the same building over and over and over again. And so that's why you have to get all these loyalty things. And so you're supposed to use the cadre to help counteract that negative detriment, so you don't have to build so many of these and keep getting into that perpetual cycle, because you saw us just spending all these resources. It's like, oh my gosh. And then thankfully I was able to realize that I could deactivate the research that wasn't necessarily necessary here, so then I was able to get back some of those 3 loyalty here, so I wasn't suffering that penalty anymore from the Utopia. But it was definitely very sloppy there, and I wasn't really calculating numbers. I didn't think about that until so much later in the game, but I'm like, oh, six loyalty, that's 6% increase of my resource generation from every city. So I'm like, why did I not start getting these guys earlier? Because you saw at the end of the game I got 5 or 6 of them out, so that was like 30 to 36% increased resource generation. Then it went from barely having enough resources to having over 100. So I'm like, why the hell did I not do this sooner? Because that definitely stymied our economy and probably added 20 to, yeah, probably not 30, so I would say 15 to 20 turns. So between that and then this ending Tau situation down here, you know, I probably could have ended this in a better situation around 150 turns. I would say would be pretty conservative had I played that out better, but I just didn't know what the situation was, and I had fooled myself with the Imperial Guard versus the Tau down here, so that definitely didn't feel good. But I should have a video uploaded with the guide for recommendations on how to play with the Tau here. If I haven't already, it should be uploaded soon, because I have finished that video as well, and that should kind of help summarize some of this, and then hopefully we'll make it so people won't make the same mistakes that I made on this campaign, because that was quite painful to see that I had added so many turns onto here unnecessarily and due to sloppy play. But overall, it worked out well. You know, your heroes, if they are on the front line, you can use them to start spamming drones as well. You know, I really like those shield drones. The gun drones help you take out other drones. And then I just not a huge fan of the marker lights. I mean, they're good. They increase the accuracy, which means you increase the damage of your units. But overall, you know, because the cadres can't really do much for damage, even when you give them the items to bypass, you know, the ranged damage reduction and give them increased accuracy, they just don't have the damage to do much. You know, they get 1.8 shots doing 4.1 damage with 2 armor piercing, so they're really, and I mean, they're good when you use the pierce shot, but that has such a long cooldown on it, and it's just not worth it. And by default, I mean, early on he's really good because you'll be having him in the front lines. How you get these guys really pop off with their damage is use a piercing shot, and then you get right next to the enemy, and then you get double fire in addition, double attacks in addition to all these damage boosts. But then he just gets killed later in the game, so it's just not worth it. And the big thing as well is I'd always forgotten that the greater good could be used on capitals. So if you hadn't been fighting around the cities, being able to plop that down, if you had that influence saved, then you can just break the morale of the city, and that'll cause it to take 33% additional damage when you're attacking it, while decreasing the amount of damage you can do to you. So that was very helpful for us to kill those higher tier cities later in the game, because we didn't have any abilities that were going to weaken the city's defenses like the Imperial Guards and some of the other factions have to help you overwhelm some of those real difficult battles here. So with that, let's take a look at the economy here. I'm guessing we were probably dragging ass. Yep. That felt pretty consistent. I mean, you can just see, here's where I probably got those cadres, and boom, economy goes up, and then starts to fall down. I get some more cadres, boom, it comes back up, and then we're off to the races here a little bit, and then you can see where that cadre died, and then it starts to fall again. So that was definitely a bad situation. I really should have got those guys out a lot quicker, because that would have helped me get my armies out. I could have got my cities up. I also needed to get double production, because towards the end of the game, you know, I'm having 3,000 ore and barely any energy, so I need to get all those ore cities out. But then I was having issues with the population again. I just needed to have those cadres, and then things would have just taken off for us. So that was really sloppy on my part. Military-wise, yeah, that's kind of how it felt. It's not until the very end, when I was able to start really taking off with our production after getting those cadres, that we started to get higher. But for the most part, I felt like I was definitely the underdog for most of the campaign. Research, we actually did pretty well with the research. We kind of rushed that early on, and then at the end we actually had to turn the research down because we didn't need all those. So yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. That was actually a pretty fast research tech here, so that worked out well for us. So let's see, we made 139 units, pretty consistent with where we've been on the past, and that's even including 20 drones. So yeah, that would have been 109. So yeah, that's pretty consistent with where we typically are. Got 44, almost 45,000 resources, And let's take a look at it. Yeah, see, our Tau opponent had 2,300 units. Imperial Guard had 1,000, so almost a 2-to-1 for them, and a 20-to-1 for us, just about. So that doesn't feel great. The Orcs had 358. Who is, oh, Drukhari, yeah, 650, so they were definitely a major powerhouse for quite some time, and they must have been beating up the Tyranids, because the Tyranids only got to 500 units, and that's pretty low for them, because usually they can spam out lots and lots of units because they have so many cities. Interesting that the Adeptus Sororitas must have got killed so early, as did Chaos. They're usually with some of the stronger factions, and then the Admech actually did pretty well, so they must have dropped off in the first quarter to a third. But yeah, the Sisters definitely got the shit kicked out of them, so I wonder who they were next to that murdered them so badly. And then, thankfully, we didn't have to worry about the Eldar or the Drukhari, because both of those would have been very, very annoying for us to kill. Whereas pretty much everybody else we can fight pretty efficiently with our long-range high armor-piercing units. It's just getting past all that damage reduction would have been a real annoyance for us, so that's why I was really worried about those Drukhari for a long period of time and wanted to focus fire those guys down as quickly as possible, because as you've seen on several of these longer Total Conquest playthroughs, if they get to be in the late game, they just become overwhelming because they can spam damage and vulnerability potions that give them 50 to 80% damage reduction in addition to their armor, and there's just no way to overcome that until it goes on cooldown, and that just feels really, really bad. So with that, I'm going to call it quits here for the day. I hope you're enjoying these videos. If you are, please give my channel a like and subscribe. Encourage me to post more content for you. Have a great day.